So in our earlier notes, we learned how to use the distributive property where we multiplied the outside, what's outside the parentheses by everything on the inside parentheses. And then we multiplied with double distributive property. And we even did a distributive property where we distributed where there were three terms, if I remember correctly. So today we just want to look at these special cases here where we've got x plus 5 squared. And the thing about squared that you have to remember is that it means multiply by itself. So when we look at this first example, what we're going to say is that x plus 5 squared means x plus 5 times x plus 5. And once we get it to that point, then we know what to do. We're going to use our double distributive property or FOIL, whichever one you prefer. And we're going to take these and we're going to multiply them together. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. The nice part about this particular problem is that everything's adding. So we don't have to worry about signs so much. So we distributed the x. Now we're going to distribute the 5. So it's 5 times x. And then 5 times 5, which is 25. And then lastly, we're going to combine like terms. And we end up with x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now, like I said on this first problem here, the nice part is that it was a plus, but everything is the same in terms of getting this set up. But when we set this x minus 3 squared, which is how that problem is read on problem number 2, it's going to be written as x minus 3 times x minus 3. But then we're going to use our double distributive property or our FOIL. But we have to be a little bit more careful with signs. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3, negative 3x. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. And I talked about signs and then I didn't do very well. But again, if I change colors here, just to go back over this for a minute, we don't have to worry about x times x. Those are both positives. The second one is x times negative 3, which is why this term right here is negative 3x. Then negative 3 times positive x. This is why this term is negative 3x. And then the last one, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So lastly, once we've done the double distributive property, we need to take these two terms and we're going to add them together and we're going to end up with x squared minus 6x plus 9. Again, things don't change much when we go to the next screen here. My only regret is that I didn't put them on separate screens, but too late now. But if we take a look at number 3, what's going to happen here is that 2x plus 7 squared. Once again, squared means times itself. 2x plus 7 times 2x plus 7. And then we're going to use our double distributive property, FOIL if you prefer. Nice thing on this one again is that the signs are all positive. 2x times 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. 2x times 7. 2 times 7 is 14. X. 7 times 2x. Well, 7 times 2x is 7 times 2 is 14, and then there's the x. Again, nice that we don't have to worry about the signs. And then our second distributive, or our last, 7 times 7 is 49. And we combine like terms. 14x plus 14x gives us 28x. Remember, we add the coefficients. We don't do anything to the x. Plus 49. And it's going to be the same thing on problem number 4. We just need to be a little bit more careful with our signs. I'll try to do better about explaining the signs as we go along. But 4x minus 1 squared is 4x minus 1 times 4x minus 1. And then we're going to multiply these two together. First terms aren't so bad. 4x times 4x. 4 times 4 is 16. X times x is x squared. 4x times negative 1. It's positive 4x times negative 1, which is negative 4x. Negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So just be careful with the signs here as we finish this problem. We're going to take these two terms and we get 16x squared minus 8x. 4 plus 4, negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8, plus 1.